This episode of BTP Daily is brought to you by K Rico Coffee, man. One of the best coffee places you can go to, and they're also selling coffee for everyone all over the place. But it's nice to have some coffee at home. It's also nice to have some coffee somewhere else, but it's also tremendous to go have some over at K Rico Coffee. For those of you that live down in South Florida, definitely a place you want to go to. It's over at 2728 Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood. And you will enjoy it. JR and the gang have some tremendous coffee, have some tremendous types of coffee recipes and all this other good stuff that you will definitely enjoy. But more what you will enjoy, other than the coffee, let me be completely honest with you on this one, is the people. You go in there, you chat, they talk. What a concept, right? People talking nowadays face to face and, actually caring about what you say. And no need to really look at your cell phone in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, K Rico Coffee gives you that more human experience, that human touch, because they care so much about their craft, but they also care so much about making you, the consumer, happy with your cup of coffee. Whatever type of coffee you might like, everybody has different tastes, everybody has different likes. K Rico Coffee has it for you. K Rico Coffee. It's the people that make coffee good. So Frank Lampard is upset because Marcelo Bielsa was spying on him. Let me ask you one quick question. Just listen to what it was said there. And I know there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh my God, you're such a cheater. You're such this, you're such that. Fair enough. Okay. But what does Frank Lampard have to hide from a coach like Marcelo? What does Frank Lampard have to hide, period, from any coach? Coaches at that level and the level above, of course, in the Premier League on up, they pretty much know how their opponents are going to play. They know. I mean, it's maybe it won't be exactly as how they imagine tactically when they step onto the pitch. Maybe it's not exactly the same. Maybe there'll be a couple of little nuances here and there that, if you're a good enough coach, you can adjust in the middle of a game. And I get it. I understand why Frank Lampard would be upset. It's comprehensible. But where I don't kind of get this whole situation about Spygate, English style or MI5 style, if you want to look at it from that perspective, is couldn't he have made an adjustment? He said, well, because it threw us off as far as our plans are concerned. What have you been doing throughout the entire season? Is one little incident going to cause that much problem, that much complication for a team? I find it, my opinion, just like Frank Lampard gave his opinion and Marcelo Bielsa gave his. Now, is anybody right? Not really. Is anybody wrong? No, I don't think so either. Look, to me, football's more simple than that. It's, okay, you know how I'm going to play. Well, do your best to stop it. And you were spied? Great, fine, no problem. Let's see what you can do to stop. Now, do you get that frazzled as a coach that, an incident like that ends up happening and you aren't able to make any changes at the last minute? Your players are that tactically unaware of what their respective responsibilities are that they don't know how to make slight adjustments in the middle of a match. Instead of covering in this direction and moving in that direction, you have to do this, this, and that. Can you not do that? Can you not be able to do that on the fly? If you're at the beginning of the season and you're kind of getting familiar with something, I totally understand. Preseason, all that stuff, yeah, okay. But we're a good portion into the second division in England. And if you have not studied or if you have not looked at or practiced different variations of a formation or specific player movements, I would be worried if I were a player. But then again, I'm not a coach, I don't have my badges, as one particular failure of a coach ended up telling me one time. I don't know. I see it as, was it ethical? No, it's not. It's not ethical. It's not something that I would go and say, you know what? Oh, this is something that, is done in my, fine, okay, no problem. But just like I've been consistent as far as what you say in one country and don't say in another, well, there's certain practices that you could follow in certain countries that you can't follow in others. But then at times that's what offers you a certain level of comfort when having to do certain things compared to others. That again is the comfort of playing football in England, where in some cases they're the ones that invented the game, but sometimes that takes them to a level of where there's a certain bit of arrogance and a certain bit of holier than thou-ness as far as how they perceive the game, as foreigners once again come in with their dirty habits, their dirty tricks to be able to overtake us. And maybe Marcelo Bielsa wasn't right. Let's be honest, he wasn't right in doing so. But does it justify such anger and such outrage and such... Is it outrage because the person did it? Or is it outrage because they're like, damn, why didn't we think of that sooner? And that's my big question. I'm not so upset about the whole situation. Again, to me, fine, you know exactly how I'm going to play. You know pretty much what a lineup is going to be like. You know a team's 23, 24, 25-man roster. And you know that you're not, a surprise is you put the goalkeeper as a forward. Or a defender as a forward. Or you play, a surprise, for example, for Barcelona would be if Lionel Messi's playing as a central defender. That's a surprise. Or Ivan Rakitic is playing as a goalkeeper. I don't know. Something like that. Or Luka Modric is playing as a left back, replacing Marcelo, who's playing in the middle. Something like that. Something really crazy, which coaches aren't going to do most of the time to start out a game. Let's be honest. Was it that bad? Was it that bad what Marcelo Bielsa did? I don't think so. Was it ethical? No, it wasn't. He admitted. He said, yeah, I did it. And I've done it before. I've done it in other countries. Does it mean that every single other country where Marcelo Bielsa has coached is dirty and full of dirty tricks and only England is the one that's holier than thou? It's gone on in a lot of other aspects as well. Who are the only ones that dive in England? Foreigners. Who are the only ones that have been able to try and outsmart referees? Foreigners. According to them, no English player has ever been able to dive, or they don't dive because they're gentlemanly-like. It's that narrative. I know it's dissipated a little bit in the past few years, but that argument still stands. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe I'm kind of going crazy here, but that's the way it is, at least from my point of view. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in time and time again here to BTP Daily. And look, I wanted to ask a quick favor. I really want you to do this for me, and I'll be eternally grateful for you. Please leave a review. Please, 5 stars is great. 1 star is fine too. We get it. But please leave a message, leave a review, give us your thoughts about how you like this podcast as far as what we're offering content-wise, what you would like to hear. And of course, being on Anchor, you have a lot of different ways to do so. You can leave a message, you can leave all types of content and types of direct messages in my direction, so we can find ways here to really amplify and give you all types of content and more frequent content as we look to grow with each and every episode that we do. Make sure you do it on iTunes. Make sure you do it pretty much on every or any of the platforms that we're on. We're pretty much on everything. And I said iTunes, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, whatever you want, we're on it. But make sure that you go and check it out. give us a rating, leave us a rating, leave us a review, because we would be extremely grateful to know which direction we're heading, how we're impacting you, and all those other things that really make this podcast such a great and fun experience for me, and of course everyone else that's involved. Also, make sure you check out Beyond the Pitch, as we have some great content going out there as 2019 starts to creep up. It's a scary thought, but we have a lot more coming in the next few months, in the next year, as we have lots of events in the football world that we'll be focusing our attention on. So make sure you leave that rating. We'll be extremely grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you for being part of the BTP family. Talk to you later. Peace.